Today's podcast is about the Pathfinder function in Illustrator CS5. So I have this really simple document here with a couple of shapes, and I have my Pathfinder palette open. If you don't see your Pathfinder palette on the screen, just go to the window menu and choose it from there and it'll come up. In all your Creative Suite apps, you can always open your palettes from the window menu. So as I said, we have a couple of simple shapes here, and I'm going to run through the first row of functions in the Pathfinder palette with these couple of shapes. So I grabbed them both. Pathfinder needs at least two shapes to work, and what it does is it creates shapes based on what you've already drawn. So if we go ahead and dive in and click on the first button, you see that when I click on it, it unites the two shapes as if I had drawn these with my pen tool all in one go rather than having two separate shapes. I'm going to go ahead and undo and try the second one, which is minus front. It punches a hole in the back shape with the front one. Okay, this is probably the most popular one as far as I'm concerned. It's the one I use most often. I'm going to undo, click the third one, and you can see it's pretty clear by the icon by the button in the palette what it's going to do. So this one's called exclude, I think. No, it's intersect. And then the last one is exclude. So when I click on that, it removes the center, what intersects, and then it just leaves the rest. In this one, what you can do is grab your direct selection tool, your white arrow, and pull apart the two pieces. So this breaks things into separate pieces, but the thing is that you lose your center shape. So if I undo again and click on that again, we have this intersecting kind of almost triangle shape here, and when I click, it goes away. So the second row does something different. If I go ahead and click on the first button, it's called divide, and then I take my direct selection tool. See, it did the same thing as the last one in the first row, but it left me my little triangle shape. So it just breaks things into pieces. So go ahead and try these different ones and see what they do, what the difference is between them. I generally use the first row and mostly really, like I said, the second button most to build separate shapes. And I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to turn off the layer we're on and turn on this other layer. So I have this dancing silhouette guy. And what I'm going to do is create a little shadow on him. So I'm going to move him over. And then I'm going to option drag him to get a second version of him, a second instance of him. Now what I'm going to do is zoom in, and I'm going to option drag him like this. And I'm going to change the color so that you can see that there's two of them here. So let's see, I'm going to place him properly here. Let's see, so maybe something like this. Now if I grab them both, I'm going to zoom back out. So you see that we have our original here and we have this duplicate. So if I grab them both and I hit the second button, which is minus front, I can go ahead and left some little crumbs here. I'm going to take my direct selection tool and delete those and just leave that silhouette. So I'm just going to select all to see if I got it all. Yeah, there we go. So now I can do something like recolor this into a light gray. And if I grab it right by the anchor point, so what I've done here is I've gone from my black arrow, I click on it, it grabs the whole thing, and then I switch to my white arrow by hitting A on the keyboard, just so that I can grab it right by an anchor point. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and drag it over to the corresponding anchor point on the original guy. So there, you can look at my cursor there, it's black, and when I snap right to the right place, it becomes white. So I think I got it there. I'm going to drop it. And see, I have this shadow now that fits exactly. I'm going to zoom right in here. See, it fits right on. If I move this over, you can see if I grab it by the anchor point and snap it into place. Come on. Here we go. I'll grab it here. It's going to be easier. There we go. My cursor is white now, so it means I'm right in place. So this is just one really easy, simple example of what you can do with the Pathfinder tool. So I really urge you to explore what you can do. It's a really powerful tool that saves a lot of time.